Welcome to AGORACOM Talks, your weekly go-to source for the best small-cap headlines for over 65 million investors since 2007. Welcome to the deep dive. We've got a stack of sources here covering some pretty interesting moves in the small-cap world recently.
Yeah, a real mix this time.
So our plan is, as always, to unpack these headlines, find the really important bits, understand the key results, and, figure out why they actually matter.
Sounds good.
Ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Let's get into it. There's stuff here from advanced materials, climate tech, resources, even security.
Okay, first up, HPQ Silicon, a Fumed Silica technology. What's the core news?
Well, the big headline is validation. A major global player in that industry just confirmed HPQ's plasma reactor tech works.
Works how? What did they confirm?
That it produces high-quality fumed silica using only quartz. That's the key.
Right, because the usual way is different.
Oh, yeah. Traditionally, it's complex, multi-step, uses some nasty chemicals like silicon tetrachloride. HPQ's is a one-step process, uses plasma, no toxic inputs, just quartz.
So cleaner, simpler?
Much cleaner, much simpler. And getting the nod from a company with like 80-plus years of experience, their CEO called it a commercial green light.
A commercial green light. Okay, that's strong language.
It is. And he also called the endorsement invaluable. Plus, they mentioned validation cycles are way faster now, 5 days instead of over 30. That suggests the process is potentially more reliable.
Okay, so potential disruption in a high-margin market with a greener domestic process. Makes sense. Let's switch over to AISIX Solutions, AISX.
They formed a strategic alliance with a company called Carmana Wildfire. The goal is tackling Canada's wildfire problem, which, as you know, has been hitting record levels.
How does this partnership actually work on the ground?
Well, AISIX brings the tech side, data, analytics, risk assessment, figuring out where the problems are likely to be.
And Carmana.
They bring the field expertise, mitigation, response, the actual boots on the ground stuff like reducing fuel loads, hardening structures, educating communities.
So data meets action.
Precisely. They're offering an integrated service.
Yeah.
And it looks serious. Carmana CEO, Nick Hill, joined the AISIX advisory board. AISIX issued shares to Carmana too, 500,000 at 0 or 5 cents.
Okay, so it's about bridging that gap between knowing the risk and actually doing something about it. Real-world climate resilience potential there.
Definitely. And potentially scalable.
Okay, next. ES Gold Corp. ESAU Montauban project. What's happening there?
Right. ES Gold is focused on reprocessing historical mine tailings in Quebec. So they're not doing new mining, they're extracting value gold, silver, mica from the waste left by previous operations.
Lower risk, maybe. More environmentally focused.
That's the angle, yeah. The big news is they're hitting key milestones. Construction is advancing, they're getting close to operation.
What specific steps have they taken? Any hard results?
They mentioned they're fully permitted, which is always a hurdle. And critically, they've installed the Humphrey spirals.
Humphrey spirals.
Yeah, it's equipment that uses gravity to separate the minerals. Getting those installed means they can actually start processing the tailings, the release says, up to 1,000 tons per day.
1,000 tons a day processed is a significant step.
It is. They've started testing the concentrate from that circuit, and they're expecting results from their PEA, the preliminary economic assessment.
That tells you if the project looks financially viable, right?
Exactly. That's imminent, along with results from something called an ANT survey, ambient noise tomography, which maps the ground. The CEO, Paul Mastantuono, he called this month one of the most pivotal. So, moving from concept to execution.
Okay, watching for that PEA then. Let's move to Dragonfly, DPRO drones at the U.S. southern border.
Yeah, they've been selected for a new pilot program down there, working with the Cochise County Sheriff's Department in Arizona.
What's the context here?
It seems to tie into that push for American drone dominance, promoting domestic drone production and use, especially for security and public safety. Dragonfly's tech will be used for surveillance and response support.
The release mentioned things like multi-mission capability, working at night, and integrating with existing systems like TAC.
Right. TAC is the team awareness kit, used widely by defense and first responders. Being compatible is a big plus, means it plugs into how things are already done.
So this is a validation for them.
I'd say so. Getting selected for a critical infrastructure role like border security, aligning with national policy, it positions them well in that growing domestic drone market for public safety and defense.
Interesting. Okay, last one. NevGold, NAU, news out of Nevada.
Yep, they've expanded their mineral footprint at the Limousine Butte project. Specifically, new drilling results from the Cadillac Valley target.
What did the drilling show? Any specific numbers?
Yeah, they highlighted hole LB-119. It hit 2.28 grams per ton gold equivalent over 30.5 meters. That includes 1.29 grams per ton gold and 0.22% antimony.
Gold equivalent. So the antimony adds value. Why is antimony significant?
It really is. Antimony is officially listed as a U.S. critical mineral. It's essential for defense, batteries, fire retardants. But the supply chain is very reliant on places like China, which has put restrictions on it.
Ah, so finding it domestically is a big deal strategically.
Huge deal. These new drill results have extended this gold antimony zone over 1.7 kilometers now. The CEO, Brendan Bonifacio, he believes it's potentially one of the most advanced gold antimony assets in the U.S.
So exposure to gold plus a critical mineral with national security importance. Double relevance.
Exactly. Strategic positioning.
Wow, okay. Quite the tour today. We went from HPQ's materials tech getting a major thumbs up
To
ES Gold getting close to production from tailings,
Dragonfly drones for border security, aligning with policy.
and Nev Gold hitting gold, plus that critical antimony in Nevada, all from smaller companies.
It really underscores how you can find significant developments, actual results, key validations, strategic finds happening below the radar of the big market news.
Absolutely. These results can signal important shifts.
And maybe here's something to think about. In a world grappling with these massive challenges, climate, supply chains, security, could it be these smaller, maybe less noticed companies that are actually forging the solutions that end up reshaping industries and creating real value down the line?
Provocative thought indeed. Where might that next big shift be quietly developing right now? Something for you to consider.